What's up, guys? Welcome back to another In Rotation album review. My name is Garrett.Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. And tonight I just did a little listening party with my roommates for the new Drake album, Scorpion. It's a double album, part hip-hop, rap, other part R&B. My impressions were not going to be coming to light so quickly, but my phone is deciding not to allow me to give out my reaction video. We had a little listening party. I kind of recorded the whole thing. It's kind of like an hour and 45 minutes. I was intending on kind of cutting that down to maybe 10 to 20 minutes. Give you guys kind of like initial reactions as we're first time listening to the album. But unfortunately, my phone is just not allowing that to go down. So instead, I'm going to do my first listen as a true first listen instead of my bullshit first listen like I usually do, and kind of listen to this shit a few times. Instead, we're jumping into this bitch. So yeah, this is my review for Scorpion by Drake, the album that just dropped not even a couple hours ago. My name is Garrett.Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. Get into the track listing real quick. This shit's long. Side A, track number 1 is Survival. Track number 2 is Nonstop. Track number 3 is Elevate. Track number 4 is Emotionless. Track number 5 is the single God's Plan. Track number 6 is another single, I'm Upset. Track number 7 is 8 out of 10. Track number 8 is Mob Ties. Track number 9 is Can't Take a Joke. Track number 10 is Sandra's Rose. Track number 11 is Talk Up featuring Jay-Z. Track number 12 is There More? Is There? Then we go on to side B, which is like the R&B side. Track number 1 is Peak. Track number 2 is Summer Games. Track number 3 is Jaded. Track number 4 is Nice for What, which is another single. Track number 5 is Finesse. Track number 6 is Ratchet Happy Birthday. Track number 7 is That's How You Feel. Track number 8 is Blue Tint. Track number 9 is In My Feels. Track number 10 is Don't Matter to Me, featuring Michael Jackson, which was amazing. Track number 11 is After Dark, featuring Static Major, Rest in Peace, and Ty Dolla $ign. Excuse me. Track number 12 is Final Fantasy. Track number 13 is March 14th. To kind of get into my standout tracks, obviously the singles are great. I really enjoy Elevate, Nonstop, Emotionless. I love a lot of just side A. Side A is where like my real like cream of the crop is for this whole double album. Most of like my favorite songs come from that side. But as you get into side B, it is interesting to like kind of see where Drake wants to go, and he's going full classic Drake in a lot of cases. And you know, in its own right, that's amazing. You have that Michael Jackson feature, which is left me kind of speechless when I saw that shit, when I saw it pop up on Reddit tonight. But nevertheless, very impressive in its own perspective to just kind of nail that down. But also Michael Jackson kind of carries the song in a lot of ways. Like Jake, yeah, my buddy Jake, Drake is he's kind of taking a backseat in a lot of ways. Like, I'm sure this was obviously recorded years and years ago, so he's basing his vocals and his lyrics around what Michael Jackson had, obviously, on paper or on file. But going further, track number 12 and track number 13, Final Fantasy to March 14th, that is like where you get into some really good stuff as far as like Drake is really gunning for it, man. March 14th is where he finally, like, this is a song about his son. Like, this is a 5-minute track that just is him pouring his heart out into it. And it's 48 minutes long. That's pretty impressive. As far as like that just going on, there's a lot of additional vocals. I'm going to kind of go through those as well. Mob Ties features vocals from Ashley Turner. Is There More features vocals from Nye Palm. Peak features vocals from Stefflon Don, Rhea Kapaka, and Vanessa Douglas. Stefflon Don, as you know, is a XXL freshman right now, so that's pretty cool for her. Jaded has background vocals from Ty Dolla $ign. He's also just normally featured on a song as well. Nice for What has additional vocals from Big Frida and the Fifth Word Weeby. Cool. Finesse and March 14th has background vocals from James Fauntleroy. He's the guy who does that song with Chance the Rapper, and he collaborates with some rappers sometimes, so not too surprising there. Rappers actually more so use him because he has a beautiful voice. Ratchet Happy Birthday has background vocals from Party Next Door. That's How You Feel has background vocals or additional vocals by Nicki Minaj and background vocals by DJ Boof. Blue Tint has uncredited vocals by Future. In My Feels features additional vocals from the City Girls. Don't Matter to Me has additional vocals by Paul Anka. And then After Dark has additional vocals by Al Wood. Some of the samples, Nice for What has a sample from X Factor, which was written and performed by Lauryn Hill. And that in itself contains a sample by Can It Be. All So Simple, written by the Wu-Tang Clan. And it actually samples The Way We Are, which was written by Marvin Hamlish, Alan Bergman, and Marilyn Bergman. So Nice for What is just a big string of samples on samples on samples. Pretty cool there. A little fun fact. That's How You Feel contains an uncredited sample from Boss Ass Bitch, which is performed by Nicki Minaj. Thank you, Wikipedia, for all of that. Shout out to y'all. I'm sure that page is about to pop the fuck off as people start looking around, seeing what's up. Jay-Z features cool. The production is really where this whole thing, I think, shines up most tenfold. I don't think there's really any album that's going to sound as good as a Drake album, obviously. And he really shows the fuck up and does what he does, man. And as far as this album being like in my top 5, I don't know if it'll ever do that just because that side B will always kind of drag for me. I mean, if we put up that listening party, I swear to God, you'll see me probably doze off for a second. Like, it just... We were all drinking, and it just kind of killed my mood. Like, I was at a peak, and then it just kind of dropped me down. Even though I will acknowledge that side A's latter half doesn't, like, soar as high as the beginning half. So I will put that out there. The production features are Boy Wonder, Sweet, Murder Beats, 40, No ID, Young Exclusive, Nonstop Da Hitman, Take Keith, Noel Cadastri, DJ Paul, DJ Premier, yeah, man, Trap Money Benny, Black and Mild, Super Mario, yeah, a lot of people, D10, T-Minus, Valet. Oh, Valet actually produced the last track on the March 14th. That's interesting. And if I'm not mistaken, Valet's the guy who probably should have been a freshman this year if they're acknowledging, talent and shit. That guy's doing some really interesting stuff. He's in the Kanye West camp now, so he's about to kind of really take into his own, if you will. Or is that Valee? I don't know which one it is. Yeah, Valee is who I'm talking about. This guy's name is... But yeah, different person. My apologies. Scratch all that. I didn't even think that guy produced, so I was like, why the fuck is he producing for Drake if he's not really producing for himself? And if he is producing for himself, my apologies again. A lot of writers on this thing. Drake's no, he's not very shy to hide that shit after previous stuff, and especially after Pusha T bringing that all back to light again. And the whole Adonis shit, like, I don't know, it pops up quite a bit on this thing, but I don't feel like this ever really, like, if this is really what he was amounting to and why he didn't bring his son into, like, acknowledgement, that's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. I don't feel like there's anything that was so crazy where it's like, oh, but then again, I'm also looking at it through the lens of Pusha T, where Pusha T, this is what he wanted. He wanted to take the whole limelight from Drake. He wanted to take that fucking shoe sale. He wanted to take the song. Like, I already knew all this shit, so it's like when Drake's acknowledging it, maybe it is just kind of like beat as fuck because I know all this shit already. And I don't know, like, it's a good album though. It's a cool Drake album. I think that first half is really good. So that's probably where most of my listening will come from. What did you guys think? What do you really feel about this album? Is it too early to tell? Should I have given it a few days? I apologize. But what I will put out there is that he should have responded to Pusha T a little bit more. There is that song though, what's it called? Can't Take a Joke, and he is throwing a lot of shots at Pusha T subliminally. I believe that's the one where he's saying that all. So, I mean, he said some shit. He basically said like, what would like I forget what he said, but he's basically like, what would a scholar do? He'd probably not respond. So like he probably wouldn't say shit. Like a smart man wouldn't say anything. So that's pretty much what he did, and that's the approach. And acknowledge that if you want, Drake. Thanks. But we wanted some entertainment, I think. So hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you for subscribing. If you do, thank you for tuning into this video. Nevertheless, my name is Garrett at Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. You could find this channel also on Twitter at Now in Rotation, as well as on Instagram. And my name is the same on Instagram as well. Thank you. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of Drake's Scorpion. Is this the album of a generation? Is he the voice of a generation? There's only one way to know, but yeah, this is my first impression, my first listens, and my reaction to the album. Thank you.